Good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this video. Today we're going to read a book called A Flag for Our Town by Jane Simon. Okay, so after reading the title of this text, A Flag for Our Town, what do you think that this text is going to be about? Look at the picture here. Do you think that this is going to be about some kids, about adults? Pause the video, think about it a little bit, and then you can continue watching. Okay, our focus while we're reading today is to pay attention to what the characters are doing and trying to understand who they are to help us understand the whole story. Okay, I'm going to read to the end of the second paragraph. Please read along. The text is right there on the screen. A Flag for Our Town by Jane Simon. Our group assignment was to design a flag for a parade to honor our town. My group included a new girl named Martina, me, and Carl, the biggest, loudest kid in our class. Right away, Carl thought he should be group leader, so he could tell everybody what to do. How are we ever going to work together? I wondered. If I can't be leader, then I quit, Carl sulked. Okay, so who can describe Carl? Make sure you're writing this down in answer to your question on your paper. Who can describe Carl, and how do you know? What from the book helps you to know how Carl is? So when we share about a character, we also need to think about their actions and how their actions are affecting the story. So think about how Carl's actions are affecting the story. Okay, well, hopefully you've paused and written your answers to those questions. So I think that Carl is loud, he's bossy, and he's not good at working in groups. How do I know this? Because he says that he'll quit the group if he can't be in charge. Also, our narrator, the person who's telling the story, says that Carl is the biggest, loudest kid in their class. Now, how do his actions affect the story? Well, let's think about it. Carl wants to tell everybody what to do, and his reason seems to be that he wants to be in charge. His behavior makes a difference in the story because he creates a problem. So if Carl's being so bossy and nobody can work with him, then how are they ever going to get their flag done? Okay, let's continue reading to the end of the story. Continue paying attention to what the characters are like and what they're doing. Meanwhile, Martina just sat there. I wondered if she even understood the assignment, because she doesn't speak English very well yet. Then she surprised me by getting out some colored pencils and paper. Without saying a word, she drew some symbols and shapes for our flag. She worked symbols that represented our town into her design. Boy, was I wrong about her! After she and I colored everything in together, even pouty old Carl liked the results. Looks pretty cool, he admitted. But I get to carry our flag in the parade, right? So in the third paragraph, it says that Martina starts drawing a design for the flag, and it says she worked symbols that represented our town into her design. So who knows what symbols means? If you know, go ahead and write it down. So symbols means to represent the town. I can tell that symbols represent other things like the town. I can also tell that the drawings can be symbols. So if you look back at the beginning of the video or in your packet, you can see the flag that they drew. And there's a school, there's a hat, and there's a boat. So those things must be important to their town, and that's why she drew them on the flag. Okay, let's think about how Martina is at the beginning of the story. So go ahead and pause, write your answer. How is Martina at the beginning of the story? Okay, hopefully you've paused. So we can say that Martina is quiet and she doesn't speak English very well. But then how would we describe and explain her actions in the story? So again, pause. Go ahead and write your answer. Okay, we can come back now. So first, she just sat there. Martina was just sitting there, just, not sure what to do. And then she got out her colored pencils and paper and started drawing a design for the flag. Her reason for her actions was to get the assignment done, in spite of Carl's bossiness. How did her actions affect the story? Go ahead and pause. Make sure that you write your answer for this. Okay, hopefully you've paused and we'll start again. So how did Martina's actions affect the story? She solved the problem of how they would work together as a group. Instead of thinking about it and throwing a fit, she just got to work. Okay, well, that's all the questions I have for you about this story today. We will read this story again tomorrow and talk about it some more. Bye, guys.